alterations.
We were kids are supposed to drive to a safari.
Yeah, that's one of our skateboardings right there. Keep an eye on animals. You'll see many of these men and women throughout the safari here. Now we're actually passing through the last portion of our tour to get to our first stop, so you'll see a lot of these animals a little bit later on into your tour. The little antelope boogie fellows are black buck. The tan fellows with the curly horns on top of their heads are udans. The black fellows are the yaks, and the long-legged dark brown fellows are nilgai. And I don't see any nilgai. Okay. And now the first stop on our safari tour is the Americas. All animals that you will see near the North or South America. Yep.
Pretty cool.
Yep, there to your left, guys, some of our Roosevelt elk. Now, the Roosevelt elk are named after President Teddy Roosevelt. Some call them the King of Conservation. These are many of the conservation acts that we know today in many of the national parks. And you also see on the move our American bison. Not to be confused with the buffalo, because bison actually have shaggier coats, longer tails, and shorter horns than the buffalo. And if you notice the little orange fellows with the bison, those are baby bison. Baby bison are born orange in color, then they start turning that dark brown as they get older. And for those of you who may know or may not know, there was a bill that got passed not that long ago, which has named the American bison as our national mammal. Yep, so we got the bald eagle and the American bison.
And peacocks.
Now, to your right and to your left, you can see our fallow deer. You may recognize their spots because their spots were the inspiration for Bambi's spots when Bambi is a fawn. But when Bambi grows up, he actually becomes a mule deer, because when fallow deer grow up, they keep their spots and they spotted all their lives. Fallows, not in the middle of the road, please. Guys, hi. Meep, meep. Sorry, I'm about to do road running. Meep, meep, come on. And that goes for you too, big boy, I see you. Yes, I'm talking to you, Bryson. They used to roll down their windows, feed the animals, but it said in the rules not to do that. Yeah.
Racing, crossing.
Yeah. Well, just about.
See, this is so much nicer than the park. That was where we were. It's all loud. Vultures in there.
Yeah, and actually with the cars, whenever they came through, you guys could not see anything. That's hard. That's hard to tell at times. Yeah, they both have horns. Yeah, they're shedding their winter coats for their summer coats. Although some of them will continue this shed throughout the summer. And you'll get to see some more of our Roosevelt elk coming up here, hanging out in the water to your right. Now, you may notice some birds wandering around in this area that look like the ostrich or the emu. They are the Rhea. They are related to the ostrich and the emu. You will see later on into the tour. They're in the same family as them, the rat-eye family. But where the ostrich has 2 toes, the Rhea actually has 3. You can tell the male Rhea from the female Rheas because the male Rheas have a black ring right around their necks. And you can commonly find the Rhea in South America. Oh, almost forgot some other facts. Rhea females can lay up to 20 eggs each. Up to 3 females will share a nest. But here's the best part. After the 3 females have done laying their eggs, that's it. It's the guys who have to take care of the eggs for the rest of the time. I know, all the girls are like, yes! The guy's like, no, don't worry guys, you get your redemption with the lions. Oh, and speaking of things in Africa, it's time to get to Africa. And where is my welcoming party? Oh, this is what, oh, just one? This is what I get for talking to a bird whose brain is the same size as their eyeball. Yeah, I'm talking about the ostrich to your left-hand side. Yeah, and she's actually on top of a nest over there. Yep. Now the ostrich is the world's largest bird, but they are also the fastest runners on 2 legs. These guys can actually outrun a horse. Now you can tell the males from the females because the males will be black and white in color while the females are all gray. Another interesting fact about the ostrich is that an ostrich egg is equal to 12 chicken eggs. To your right hand side here, guys, we have the white rhinos. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. They're gray, not white. That's because their name is actually a miscommunication between the English settlers and the African natives. Where the English heard white, the Africans meant wide, as in their lips. Basically, these guys are like living lawnmowers. And to your left-hand side, everybody's favorite, the African elephants. Now, all the elephants that we have here are female elephants, and they have been with the safari park ever since it first opened, which was back in the 70s. Now, you can tell that these lovely ladies are African elephants because of their large ears, which kind of looks like it's in the shape of Africa if you look close. Another way to tell them apart from their Asian counterparts is that only the Asian males will have the tusks, or both the African males and females will have them. Now, all elephant herds are led by one older female elephant, and our oldest girl here, our matriarch, is Lucy. And you can typically find Lucy at the front of the line, leading our girls all the way up to this gate, kind of here to your left, because she knows that at 6 o'clock, it's bedtime. Don't you wish everybody knew when their bedtime was like that? I know all the parents like, yes. Yep. Here comes the gate to your left here, guys. And then all the way up on the hill to your right, that's their house. Now, we all know that an elephant's trunk can be very powerful, but it can also be very gentle. It can be powerful enough to knock over a tree or gentle enough to pick up a dime off the ground. Oh, are you two girls posing for us over here? I think they are. Look to your left coming up here, guys. If you want some good pictures of some of our elephants. Hello, gorgeouses. Hey, girls. To your right-hand side, our grand zebras. And you may want to look closely among the herd because there are baby zebras out there. Now we'll swing around to go meet the rest of our zebras. But we're going to go see our other white rhinos coming up here. Now, the rhinos that you got to see first are a mom and her 2 daughters. These 2 are 2 males. Now, you may think a rhino's horn is made out of bone or ivory. That is untrue. It's actually made out of the same stuff as our fingernails and our hair, keratin. So if a rhino's horn does get cut, if the root is still intact, it'll actually regrow on the tusk of the elephant. And coming up on your left-hand side, you're about to meet one of the stars of the safari, and also somebody who's quite spoiled. Now, he is a bird, but he's not an ostrich. His name is Petrovich, and he is our marabou stork. Now, as I said, Petrovich is quite spoiled. His favorite food is meatballs. Now, he'll only eat the meatballs if we throw them to him and he catches them in his beak. If they fall to the ground, he won't touch them. Yeah. They tell us. I don't know. I guess they were trying different food. It's like, okay, I like that one. Okay, here's a closer look at our grand zebras to your right-hand side, guys. Oh, hi! Yeah, that's one of our Asian water buffalo girls. They're in the water to your left. Now, take a close look at the zebra's coats. You may notice something. Yep, they're not white with black stripes or black with white stripes. They're actually white with our brown stripes. It's just with the sun reflecting off them that it looks black. Now, zebras will never be fully domesticated because these guys can and will get very aggressive, and they know how to kick. Our next stop is the Wild Plains, home of more of our host friends, along with more ostriches and the peacocks. And actually, I gotta warn you guys, you're gonna be meeting one more zebra in this next area. That's because that zebra's in timeout. Yeah, it was picky fights with all the other zebras, so the worders were like, okay, timeout time. Now, we only have the male peacocks here on the safari, and only the males are called peacocks, while the females are called peahens, and the babies are called pea chicks. So only the males have those brightly colored feathers that these to show off for the girls. Now, you may not know this, but a peacock's feathers don't actually grow from their tails. They grow from their shoulders. Now, keep your eyes out to the grass, the trees, the fences, and the barns of some of our peacocks, because that's where they like to hide out at times. And many believe that peacocks cannot fly. They can, just short distances. All the way up there. All right. desert where they live. Now the light brown animals you'll see to your left, and you'll also see more to your right in a little bit, are the common elands. They are the world's largest antelope. Now do not let their size fool you. These guys can jump. They can jump about 8 feet high. Now also, take a close look at their heads. You may notice something. Not all their horns are the same. It's kind of like our fingerprints, but where we have ours on our hands, they have theirs on their heads. No two are alike. Oh, there's one of our peacocks hiding out by the trees. There to your left, guys. You're like, I'm just here. Okay. Coming up here to your right-hand side, guys, the dark brown animals are the ellipsis water buck. They're called ellipsis because of that white circle around the rear ends. Kind of looks like they sat on the white toilet seat. True to their names, these guys live in the water. They can actually swim pretty well in it. Yeah. Now, back up there to your right-hand side, all the way into the back, those white and brown animals are dominant gazelle, the other world's largest gazelle species. They are known for a unique behavior called pronking, where they will basically jump straight up and down in the air, kind of like on a pogo stick, and that's to warn the rest of the herd in nature. And to your left, this is why we call it the wild plains. There's a wild plain. Now, also to your left, back behind the fence, these are the red Oncoli cattle, also known as the Watusi cattle, because the Watusi tribe in Africa first domesticated them. Their horns can grow to be about 6 feet long, and you can actually find one of them in the Guinness Book of World Records. And look to your right. Coming up. Now, giraffes are the world's tallest land animals. They also have the same number of vertebrae in their necks as we do. They also have a 16-inch long tongue, and that tongue is darky colored to help protect their tongue from the sun. Because if they had a pink tongue like our own, it would get burnt from all the use that it gets on savanna sun all day. Now, the white and brown animal that you also see sort of hanging out with our giraffes over here, this is one of our scimitar horned oryx. You'll see more of them coming up on your left-hand side a little bit. Now, you may want to take some good pictures of these guys when you see them, because they are actually extinct in the wild. You can only find them in places like here at Six Flags. Yep. Yeah, they're actually trying to get a whole bunch of herd back together to let them use them back out to the wild. Can't forget these guys to your right-hand side. The birds that you will see are eastern crown cranes. They're called crown cranes because they have kind of feathers on top of their heads. To me, it kind of looks like an afros a little bit. Now, in just a few moments, we're going to be making our way up to Camp Aventura, where you guys can take part in our giraffe meetings, which usually happen every hour and a half an hour. Though they are subject to change, and they are redemption charge, as is the Soaring Eagle Hippo, which will take it to the highest point in the story started. This is also where you get to meet Bailey, our baby bear up here, along with some of our other smaller animal friends, like reptiles, exotic birds, barnyard friends, and some small mammals. We also have food drink brushes and a small gift shop up here. And also, for those of you with young children, there is a small playground up here. Our trucks keep rolling around just about every 5 minutes, so in the next 5 minutes, another truck will be rolling up here to camp. So you guys can hang out up here at camp for as long as you want, if you do wish. You can also view your pictures that you took of those big billboards before you came up
So
here
this
to
is
the
a
truck.
break. We get off and we go. Want to get off and explore?
No. Yeah, you guys can get off if you do wish, but if you are getting off, please take all of your belongings with you because you may not be getting back on the same truck. But no matter what truck you get back onto, you'll be seeing the second half of the safari tour. All clear? Enjoy your time at camp, guys, and please watch yourself.